What's up YouTube, Capital G here, checking out a brand new Trap Trick support card coming out in Soul Fusion, or I guess I could really say that this isn't just a Trap Trick support card, it's kind of just a card that is designed to help traps out in general. I love the concept of that. You know, people say that traps are dead, the hand traps are kind of the new wave. This is a card that is really good and has so many different applications. So yeah, it's not even really a Trap Trick support card, although it does work into their lore, and these are my favorite type of cards to be revealed and booster sets. Not necessarily cards that, you know, only work in one archetype, but when we get those cards that have, you know, like a continuation of lore and they have like really nice utility effects, like those are the ones that I really like the most. And when you look at the artwork of this card, I love it because the lore implications are awesome. Obviously it's showing the three monsters that are perpetually stuck in the trap holes. If you guys have never looked at the trap hole artworks that closely, just go ahead and look at them. Some of the ones like DD Trap Hole, the original Trap Hole, Acid Trap Hole, then look at some of the other ones like Trap Trick Trap Hole Nightmare, Giant Trap Hole, Treacherous Trap Hole. These same monsters are constantly falling into and just always stuck in the trap holes, and I guess this basically shows how they got there in the first place. And I feel like there's a lesson in this, man. They're in the, you know, they're trying to chase that lolly booty, they're trying to, you know, hook up with the lollies, and what happens to them? They end up getting wrecked, and you know, now they basically live their eternity in, you know, trap holes, I guess. Anyways, let's go ahead and check out Trap Trick. So this is a hard once per turn that says for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you can only activate one trap card, and only once that turn. Also banish from your deck one normal trap card not named Trap Trick, so you can't get another copy of itself. That would be like Trapception or something like that, and the whole game would basically break. It says set one card with that banished card's name directly from your deck, and if you do that, the set card can be activated this turn. This is actually really interesting, and I really like the design of this card. So basically this card, Trap Trick, gives you the ability to set any trap from your deck as long as it is a normal trap card, and as long as it's, you know, not limited to one or something like that. Because if it's limited to one and you happen to banish that copy, well then you're not going to have another copy in your deck to actually set. But I like it because not only does it fetch you a powerful trap from your deck, but then it lets you activate it immediately. Now the big drawback is not only do you have to have multiple copies of the trap that you want to get, because you got to basically banish one. You're not going to be getting that card back unless, I don't know, you have some way of adding from your banish pile, but then you can't really activate any other traps for the rest of the turn. Well, I guess you can, but you only get to activate one trap. So if you do activate a different trap than what you set, you're not going to be able to activate the trap that turn. And I'm guessing the trap that you get from your deck that you're going to set on the field, that's probably important. You probably want to get that card. Now the applications for this card are actually ridiculous. Some people are already saying, hey Cap, you can run this in Metaphys, because Metaphys Ascension is a card that when it's banished, it basically gives you a surge. So you could activate this, you could banish your Metaphys Ascension, you would instantly get, you know, kind of like a +1. You'd search, and then you'd still have the one on the field to basically activate later if you wanted to use that in another turn, or if you still wanted to use that turn. So that's pretty nice. Same thing kind of goes for Paleozoic. Paleozoic, they benefit from this card because it basically gives you multiple activations of trap cards, right? Let's say your graveyard has like 3 Paleozoics in the grave. You can activate your Trap Trick. Okay, summon a Paleozoic off of that. Then you're going to set a trap straight from your deck, and then you're going to be able to activate that trap as well, and you can get another Paleozoic. So, I mean, that can basically be a totally awesome just off the activation of just, you know, just the Trap Trick, which obviously is pretty good for a deck like Paleozoic. And I'm thinking of some really powerful traps that are like super searchable now. Obviously, we have cards like Lilith in the game, which I actually feel like gets better with this. I do feel like this card could possibly be used in the Lair of Darkness deck, because Lilith is a card that, yeah, it can get you almost any trap that you need. It's not a guarantee with Lilith, because if you only have 2 copies of that trap in your deck, your opponent can just give you the 3rd trap. They don't have to always give you the card that you want. But now if you have 2 copies and you have this card, you have Trap Trick, then you're pretty much guaranteed to get whatever trap that you want. You have instant access to it. So it's kind of like having another Lilith in your deck, except it doesn't eat up your normal summon. You know, you think of things like Evenly Match and Mind Crush cards that people side in that are extremely powerful. I mean, imagine this situation, right? your opponent is like inner battle phase, and you know they're gonna evenly match you, but you know you didn't draw that mind crush. You could just activate Trap Trick. You can get your mind crush from your deck, and banishing one copy doesn't matter if you still are going to be able to set it and activate it. Now you go, okay, well, you're entering the battle phase. Before you end the battle phase, I'm gonna activate this mind crush that I just set from my deck, and I'm gonna blow you out the water. And I think that that's pretty good. Now, one thing that people have pointed, and I think this could actually be disgusting, is what if your opponent is going to use some type of board wipe? If your opponent is going to Judgment Dragon you, they're going to use Black Rose Dragon. You do realize you could activate Trap Trick. You could get Waking the Dragon and set it directly on your field, and that would be amazing because there would basically be no way for your opponent to stop it at that point, and Waking the Dragon would obviously trigger. You'd be able to completely blow your opponent out, even though your, Waking the Dragon was in your deck. So I look at this card and I'm like, man, not only does it help some strategies that are obviously in need of a little bit of support like Paleo and Metaphys, but it's really good when you're talking about side decking things in like Mind Crush and Waking the Dragons and Evenly Match, and you can pull those cards straight from your deck without actually having to draw them. It's just like more copies of them, and those cards can be really powerful. So I love the design of Trap Trick, and I definitely like that they've kind of explained the lore. So I think it's a good card, and we definitely learned just stay away from Lolly Booty. Anyways, whatever you guys think, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.